Nifade has the details.
There is no gainsaying that this is a challenging time for most members of the National Economic Council as states sink deeper into the debts of unpaid salaries of workers. And laying before them now is the challenge of how to finance their 2016 budget. These, among other critical matters, came to the fore at this meeting. Raising more concern is the report by the Central Bank of Nigerian governor on the balance in the Federation accounts, which stands at $2.261 billion as at June 15 this year. This makes the 90 billion naira budget support facility imperative to the states.
What we're looking at is what are the solutions? You must provide a lifeline for people to survive and then to move on.
Council received update on appointment of forensic auditors in respect to payment into the Federation account and revenue generation agencies. So also was the update on the flexibility of foreign exchange rate policy by the federal government.
And to make it a little bit more flexible right now, I think it's a welcome development. That's the opinion of almost everybody today who knows the advantages of having a flexible exchange policy.
Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Okechukwu Enelama, and the senior advisor to the President on Social Investment, Mariam Uwais, briefed the Council on efforts of government in creating environment suitable for investment and the elementary school feeding program and what should be the role of stakeholders.
The President decided to inaugurate a presidential council with
1,000 graduates and 100,000 non-graduates. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NT News.
To the legislature now, where the Senate has amended the Public Procurement Act, removing political office holders from heading tenders board and reducing the duration of procurement process. National Assembly correspondent Muhammad Ali reports that the legislators also adopted a motion urging government to implement the UBE Act.
Two senators, Dino Melaye from Kogi State and Donald Alasha Dura from Ondo State, drew the attention of senators to non-inclusion of indigenes of their states in the career ambassadorial nominees list. Senate President referred the matter to the Committee on Foreign Affairs. The Senate thereafter resolved into the Committee of the Whole for clause-by-clause consideration of the report of its Committee on Procurement on the bill for an act to amend the Public Procurement Act 2007.
Section 1, subsection 2 has been amended to give the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces the power to appoint the Chairman of the Council.
Honestly, when it comes to issue of procurement, there's a lot of issues. There are procurement procedures that can possibly take much shorter, which can be done in maximum of 7 days.
The bill is now read the third time and passed.
Senators adopted a motion on the 2016 International Day of the African Child, moved by the 6 female senators in the Senate.
There should be budgetary allocation for programs that has to do with children's nutrition and education in the relevant ministries.
For me, this motion is about emancipation.
The National Assembly should consider setting aside a day, a legislative day, like any other special day, and maybe consider issues that affect only the Nigerian child.
The Senate resolved to urge government to implement the UBE Act and domesticate the Child Rights Act. From the National Assembly, Muhammad Ali, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the House of Representatives Committee on Maritime Safety, Education and Administration has renewed commitment to recover all revenues accruable to government in the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. This was at the public hearing on revenue leakages and operational deficiencies in the agency. National Assembly correspondent Kenneth Nanim reports.
The public hearing focused on how best to recover the alleged $10 billion being owed by companies operating under the purview of the agency, as well as to make its operations viable. The huge debt accumulated over the years was as a result of international oil companies defaulting in payment of levies and sundry charges. Speaker Yakubu Dogara challenged the agency on transparency and public accountability.
The committee is expected to track the implementation, compliance by both the NIMASA and various stakeholders with the NIMASA Act of 2007 and the Car Protection Act of 2003.
Minister of Transportation was represented by the Permanent Secretary Savi Zakari.
The President has since appointed a new Director General for the agency with a clear mandate to reposition, restructure, and reform the agency.
Director General NIMASA Dakuku Peter Side highlighted some measures being taken to recover the funds and block leakages. While the committee solicited cooperation of all stakeholders on the matter, it assures that input by stakeholders will be adequately considered in the investigation. From the National Assembly, Kenneth Nani, NTA News.
And the House of Representatives has urged the federal government not to release the 5 billion naira social intervention fund until a detailed framework for disbursement is submitted to the National Assembly. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nko reports.
Members spent more than 1 hour debating the motion, moved by Representative Chika Adamu from Niger State.
All of us here have signed a social contract with the Nigerian people. This is the largest forum of representatives of Nigeria. Hence we must know where 7.5% of our budget is going into.
If we approve money here, and that money is released and wrongly misplaced, we have not done our job.
There must be a framework, and the framework has already begun. There are 5.5 million children that are targeted.
That is not the kind of money you start using before you begin to decide how it should be properly used.
We have the legal framework right in this house. Nobody should play politics with that intervention.
Anything that is not on
Silence,
not
please.
based on legality
Silence,
will not stand. It is the legality of this that we're looking at.
And the House to allow the committee to do its work as it is in all other committees.
I think what he's asking for is the framework for the implementation of this. But the budget itself is very clear as to what that money is intended to achieve.
Over the years, we've had poverty alleviation programs. I've never heard anybody come up here to ask for legal framework for poverty alleviation programs.
The motion was adopted and referred to the House Committee on Legislative Budget, Research and Poverty Alleviation. The need for the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to establish an emergency response and ambulance bay at Ewu in Edo State, moved by Representatives Sajos Ogun and Joseph Edionwole, both from Edo State, was adopted.
Also urge the Federal Ministry of Works to take urgent steps to complete the dualization of the Lokoja-Benin section of the Abuja-Lokoja-Benin Highway.
The House passed for second reading 260.06 billion naira as 2016 budget of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, as well as 241.4 billion naira as 2016 budget for the Federal Capital Territory. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Away from legislative matters now, the federal government has signed a memorandum of understanding with development partners to build 1,000 houses for civil servants. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday reports that the project is the first in series to ensure that an average civil servant gets a roof over his head.
Housing has been universally recognized as one of the necessities of human life and a major economic asset in every nation. Record shows that Nigeria has a deficit of over 15 million houses, with about 80% of almost 1.2 million civil servants without a house of their own. It is in a bid to address this challenge that the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation is collaborating with development partners to build the houses, which the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Winifred Oyoita, said strategies have been put in place to ensure that the houses get to the workers.
There are certain criteria that will be followed, and we will also take the pains to investigate to be sure that it is the genuine civil servants who actually get hold of these houses and not people who are acting as fronts.
They too will be comfortable, and in doing that, they will be able to contribute maximally to driving the change agenda of Mr. President.
We are going to locate them in a place that will be very close to the city center. It will be befitting, and they will not have landlords hounding them all over the place for rent.
One of the development partners assured the federal government that the project will be fast, durable, and affordable.
We have actually have the latest technology, which can build houses, quality houses in precision timing.
The project is expected to spread across the nation. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday, NTA News.
A bit on security. As part of his vision of bequeathing a well-motivated police force, the Inspector General of Police, Solomon Arase, has launched a police welfare reward card dubbed Poll Card. Now, the card allows the holder to an instant cash reward of the 100,000 Naira palliative incentive to both serving and retired police officers in case of casualty in line of duty. Edino Justice has details.
A cashless device guarantees the holder and three dependents financial benefit in a number of ways. With the scheme, which is the first in Nigeria, the IGP said the holder of the card could enjoy 2 to 40% discount of any transaction listed with the partners, as well as discount on school fees in private universities.
Other benefits include immediate credit facilities for financial emergency. It is my expectation, therefore, that this scheme will further our commitment to addressing the challenge of corruption in the Nigerian police, while also motivating officers in the discharge of their mandates.
Help them educate their children better, to give them access to better health. I think that we should salute this venture.
Once you are a holder of the card, whether serving or retired, you are entitled to a priority recognition and access with among every of our partners.
The poll card has the face of the first public relations officer, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Bisi Kolaole, as its ambassador. From the first headquarters, Abuja, Edino Justice, NTA News.
In the meantime, the federal government has alerted Nigerians on the existence of a newly launched mobile application developed by the Islamic State, ISIS, for propagating jihad to children. In a statement in Abuja, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, said the mobile application tagged Huruf is to be used by ISIS to teach children the Arabic alphabets with the aid of guns, military tanks and cannons. The minister urges members of the public, especially parents, to be vigilant and to prevent their children and wards from being indoctrinated. Federal government drums support for anti-corruption campaign. We will tell you all about it after the break.
Independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. How can we develop when we're always in crisis?
families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. No more African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. Join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
You're welcome back. You're watching NTA News Panorama. Stakeholders in the Nigeria Broadcast Digitization project have converged to take stock and assess their journey so far. Anthony Fortson reports that participants shared the United Kingdom's switchover experience at the workshop.
So that we all know what do we do next, what are the pitfalls we should avoid, what are the challenges we are going to face.
With these words, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, set the mood for the workshop. The resource person, Alex Pumphrey, who was part of the United Kingdom's switchover project, took the participants through their experience. She made them to appreciate the task ahead. But most importantly is the need to step up enlightenment about the process in Nigeria.
I have full confidence that the people in the room are going to be able to create that solid foundation. So what I would encourage Nigeria to do is to learn the relevant lessons from the UK experience and those of other countries around the world indeed, to help create a really strong and successful switchover program in Nigeria.
Speaking to newsmen after the session, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed said it was worth the while.
There are a few things we can run away with from the presentation. That on the one hand tells you how far you have to go, on the other hand also tells you, that you are not doing too badly.
In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Nigeria has an annual deficit of 1.2 million units of blood requirement for its health needs. To bridge the gap, the National Blood Transfusion Service has taken the campaign for voluntary donation to secondary schools. Fatima Aliu reports that this year's Blood Donation Day is with the theme, Blood Connects Us.
To people to urge NBTS and the government to please build a centrally coordinated blood service in rural areas.
Students of the participating schools there summing up the importance of voluntary non-remunerated blood donation as foundation for safe, sustainable blood supply. Statistics from the World Health Organization shows that out of the 100 million units of blood donated around the globe annually, more than 60% of this figure is collected in developed countries.
We have a community mobilization effort where we work with CBOs in the communities to endear the community members to voluntary blood donation. This is also working. So you can imagine from our various centers, if we continue to do this, eventually we will get more people to understand that it is not, there's no misgiving in donating blood.
It's wonderful because the students you don't expect, they are not even qualified to donate blood. You must be at a certain age before you donate blood. But their knowledge and what they think about blood donation is very impressive, and it gives one hope.
5 secondary schools on the Federal Capital Territory participated in the event to commemorate World Blood Donation Day held across the globe to appreciate voluntary blood donors without remuneration. In Abuja, Fatima Aliu, NTA News.
To politics now, the People's Democratic Party Governors Forum, the Board of Trustees and the Makrafi-led Caretaker Committee have resolved to follow necessary legal procedure to ensure all decisions reached at the Port Harcourt Convention stand. This is part of the resolutions at their meeting held in Abuja. Abdullahi Garba Brennan Kudu reports.
It was a joint meeting between the governors under the PDP platform, some members of the Board of Trustees and the Makarfi-led Caretaker Committee, which reviewed current development in the party. Governor Ayodele Fayoshe and Senator Ahmed Makarfi, who briefed journalists, expressed confidence in the ability of the party to resolve the crisis.
We must put it in the public domain that the PDP, whatever we're going through today, is a phase. And very soon, very, very soon, the whole issue will be over.
Meanwhile, the Caretaker Committee has fixed Monday the 20th of June for the conduct of the primary election for Edo State gubernatorial election. The committee has received report to this effect from Congress Chairman, former Governor Gabriel Suswam of Benue State.
There was very serious enthusiasm among the people of Edo who are ready for PDP.
We must be able to provide an excellent outing in all our undertaking. We must be able to cut away from our past experiences.
In the meantime, the PDP National Secretariat has been taken over by a group of youth in support of the contending factions in the leadership crisis. The situation led to the expelling those who have business in the Secretariat. In Abuja, Abdullahi Garba Kudu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress APC says a sound and transparent primary will guarantee the party's chance to win the oncoming Edo State governorship election. The National Organizing Secretary of the party, Osita Izunaso, stated this while inaugurating the Edo State governorship primary and appeal committee. Ismail Musa has details.
The 7-man committee has the mandate to conduct a free and fair primary in line with the party's change mantra. A total of 2,873 delegates from Edo State's 192 wards and 18 local government areas are expected to elect the party's flag bearer in the Edo State governorship election slated for September 10, 2016.
The ward delegates, comprising of 12 persons per ward, times 192 wards in Edo State. Local government delegates, 26 persons per local government. State ESCO delegates, 35. Statutory delegates, 66.
Katsina State Governor Aminu Masari is the chairman of the Edo State APC Governorship Primary Election Committee, while Okpeyemi Bamidele is to head the appeal committee. The Edo State Governorship Primary is billed for 18 June in Benin City. From the APC National Secretariat Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Talking sports now, fourth leg of West Africa Gold Tour set to take off in Abuja as the International Association of Athletics Federation decides on Russia's doping scandal Friday in Vienna. Details on Sports Update with Kene Emapudike.